This will unlock the Dallas Mavericks and fix a key issue the team had last year regarding their offense. So far, the Dallas Mavericks have been having a very good offseason, improving on all areas of the team. We have an improved roster, adding depth with D'Angelo Russell, Dante Exum, Cooper Flagg. We also have a brand new assistant coaching staff who are all seasoned and coming with a lot of experience, as well as we have a brand new head trainer who is actually qualified. The Dallas Mavericks have been making a lot of good moves, albeit small moves, to make the team better. But the one issue the team had last year that definitely needs to be addressed this upcoming season is our three-point shooting, as the Dallas Mavericks were one of the league's worst three-point shooters, even though we have someone who's an amazing three-point shooter, a legendary shooter in Klay Thompson. We have Kyrie Irving, Max Christie for the second half of the season, even PJ Washington, who did improve on his three-point shooting, but it just wasn't enough. And one thing that we did see during his rookie year that all fans wanted to see more of was Dereck Lively shooting threes, as he did hit one in the finals his rookie year, but unfortunately we didn't see it again his entire sophomore year. But Mark Cuban had a lot to say during Summer League about 2 weeks ago that should leave a lot of fans very excited for Dereck Lively. So in this video, we're going to take a look at Dereck Lively, see how well he played last year, what does it mean to really open up our offense by spacing the floor with Dereck Lively, as well as an article written by Noah Weber that breaks all of this down. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 21,672 subscribers, getting oh so close to our goal of 22K. But if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related all summer long, as we have less than 100 days until the start of the season, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do. But the Dallas Mavericks, aside from injuries and illnesses and roster shakeups, the one issue that we had last year was our three-point shooting. Our offense just wasn't the same. Even when we had Luka Doncic, the Dallas Mavericks were about middle of the pack when it came to three-point shooting. And after the trade deadline, things really weren't that better, as we actually fell amongst the league when it came to three-point attempts as well as three-point makes. And although we have someone like Klay Thompson, a future Hall of Famer, one of the league's best three-point shooters of all time, as well as Kyrie Irving, we have Max Christie, we have Najee Marshall, who didn't really shoot the three ball that well, but is looking to improve it, and PJ Washington, who definitely improved his three-point shot, it just isn't enough. And for this upcoming season, yes, we have Anthony Davis, but he's not really that good of a three-point shooter. We have Cooper Flagg, who was a good three-point shooter in college. We'll see how that translates, but the team will need more. And in his rookie year, Dereck Lively showed everybody that even though he can shoot him in open gym, put him in the NBA Finals, he will knock down a three, especially from the corner. And ever since then, fans have been wanting more from Dereck Lively. We want to see more of him spacing the floor, show a little bit more of his bag. Of course, he's a good rim protector. He's great in the pick and roll, but can he shoot it from the mid-range? Can he shoot it from the three? And as we all saw last season, we really didn't have time to experiment with that and put Dereck Lively in those positions to shoot the three ball, as we were dealing with injuries from all over, almost having to forfeit games, and of course the trade deadline and all the roster changes. But Mark Cuban during Summer League had a lot to say about our lineup and what he envisions for the team. If we just look at this real quick, Mark Cuban on Cooper Flagg and where he can play, Mark Cuban said, "I'd send a text to J-Kid. Point guard, point guard, point guard. Let him bring the ball up." Talks about a lineup of Cooper Flagg, Klay Thompson, PJ, AD, Dereck Lively, or Daniel Gafford, because they're so interchangeable. Says the Mavs are going to have the biggest team in the NBA, and he's not lying. That lineup alone is a huge lineup. And of course, we're going to see Cooper Flagg bring the ball down. We're going to see Cooper Flagg play point guard. We've seen Jason Kidd say, we heard him say that he's going to put Cooper Flagg in some uncomfortable situations to see how he thrives and improve. But having Cooper, Klay, PJ, AD, Lively, or Gafford is going to be great for the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, defense wins championships, but so does offense. And a lot of Mavericks fans pointed out how last year, in the limited games that AD did play, whenever he was on the floor with Dereck Lively, it looked clunky. It looked bad. It looked like Dereck Lively was unsure of where to be in his spacing, whether he needs to clog the paint with AD or step out and give AD some space, as that's not really in Dereck Lively's repertoire. He is a 5. He is a center. He loves to play around the rim. And although Anthony Davis wants to be a 4, we got to admit that he's a 4 and a 5, where he also likes to play around the rim at times. Whereas AD and Gafford was perfect. Gafford gave him the space. He knew when to cut. He knew when to dip out, create space. It is a day and night situation when we see Dereck Lively or Daniel Gafford on the floor with AD. But there's one way you can remedy that, and that is allowing Dereck Lively to space the floor alongside Anthony Davis. If we take a look at this right here, the depth chart, we've gone over this before. This is from ESPN. It isn't the official depth chart, but we do have the size. And with all these forwards and centers that we have, why not allow Dereck Lively to space the floor? So far in his career, he's only taken about three attempts in his entire career. But if we could see 2 to 3 or maybe 3 to 4 attempts a night next season, whether or not he shoots at a very good percentage, that's the steps you want to see him take to improve as a player. In an article written by Noah Weber just the other day, about last week, 2 weeks ago, saying Mark Cuban just gave Mavericks fans hope for key changes they've begged to see. The article follows, saying, and if we can get D-Live shooting some threes, Cuban said last week when breaking down the different ways the Mavs can play, now all of a sudden we can play 5 out with D-Live in the corner and Cooper or whoever can give him the ball. While any comments surrounding Lively II shooting threes should be taken with a grain of salt, as he only drained 1 3 in his NBA career back in Game 4 of the Finals, maybe an eagerness in this area from the front office and Lively himself could lead to Mavericks fans seeing this some in game. Like I said, we saw him hit a 3 in the corner in the Finals where there's so much pressure and no one else seemed to step up. Why not let him do that in the regular season? We know why we didn't do it last year with personnel issues, but next season we have no reason not to see this. But Lively has only attempted 3 threes over his 2-year NBA career, and while he has always expressed an interest in letting it fly from downtown, it hasn't happened on the court yet. But after seeing how poorly Dallas shot it from downtown last season, now finally may be some time for Jason Kidd to take Cuban's advice and run some 5-out offense. And if you've been paying attention to the Dallas Mavericks during our playoff run last season, 2 seasons ago, that was one of the issues facing the Dallas Mavericks when we played against the Boston Celtics. They won the NBA Finals because for the entirety of that season, they played 5-out basketball perfectly, better than any other team. And the Dallas Mavericks could not keep up. We couldn't put Dereck Lively in the corner too often to shoot the 3. We couldn't play Dereck Lively and Daniel Gafford because on the bench was Dwight Powell, as well as everybody not named Luka could not effectively shoot the ball. Everybody, even Kyrie Irving, did not play in the finals against Boston. But it was the fact that they could play 5-out, we couldn't defend it, was one of the main reasons why we lost the finals. But going forward, getting Dereck Lively the ball in the corner, allowing him to space the floor, allowing the team to play 5-out will just add another layer to our offense. It'll really open it up. And without Kyrie Irving for the first half of the season, we all know Anthony Davis will be our go-to scorer, even when Kyrie Irving returns. AD will be our number 1 option on offense, which means he'll most likely get doubled. Boom, Dereck Lively in the corner, knocks down a 3. That's what we want to see. It'll help Cooper Flagg, D'Angelo Russell, Kyrie Irving, whoever's bringing the ball down, and give them more options than just call a pick and roll with Dereck Lively or Anthony Davis or Gafford and just do the same plays that we've seen over the last several years. This will actually allow someone like Mark Cuban to experiment with not just our lineups, but with our sets and our plays as well. But the article does continue by saying rather than Lively II only roaming the paint, he could occasionally spot up in the corners, allowing Davis and company much more room to operate on dribble drives and in the paint. Toward the end of the year last season, the Mavs offense looked a bit clunky once Davis returned, and their 3-point shooting was among the worst in the league. That clunkiness, like I said, was mainly because you saw AD and Lively on the floor and it didn't look good, but AD and Gafford looked amazing. But for the entire 24-25 season, Dallas shot 36.4% from 3, 15th in the league, on 34.2 attempts per game, 26th in the league. And these numbers only dipped at the end of the season. From March 24th, when Davis returned, until the end of the regular season, Dallas shot 33.7% from beyond the arc, 25th in the league, on 27.3 attempts per game, 30th, dead last in the NBA. Now, obviously, when you add some context to really make sense of all of this, the Dallas Mavericks were heavily injured towards the second half of the season. We had nobody. We almost had to forfeit games. Our two-way guys had to save us. So, yes, a lot of our offensive metrics definitely took a dip. But if we want to remedy that, if we want that to improve next season, you could start by allowing Dereck Lively to shoot threes. 2 or 3 a game, 3 or 4 a game. Space the floor. That way, he doesn't look weird when when Lively and AD are on the floor together. AD can still operate, Lively can still operate. It allows Jason Kidd more options with his lineups and what he throws out there. We all know Jason Kidd is a very creative coach, but it has to work on the floor, otherwise he can't do it. We're not going to put Dereck Lively in a position to shoot threes if he cannot shoot threes, but a lot of people have seen him shoot many threes in the open gym situation. He shot 1 3 in the finals. Why not allow him to do more? 2 to 3 is not that bad. 3 to 4 is not that bad. And if we take a look at a player like Brook Lopez, who prior to Milwaukee did not shoot threes. He was a modern, more traditional big man versus a modern big man. But once he got to Milwaukee, A lot of that changed. He had to shoot the three ball more. He became a respectable a three-point shooting big man. And if someone like Brook Lopez could do that later in his career, why not Dereck Lively start that now to just add more depth to his own bag? So not only is Dereck Lively a rim threat, someone who can protect the rim and also just dominate in a pick and roll, but you also got to respect that three-point shot. If you see Dereck Lively do a pick and pop and stay at the top of the key, or maybe he just runs a screen, goes to the corner, AD barrels to the basket, dumps it out to Lively, corner three, that's what we all want to see. Not only will that just add excitement to the fans watching, but that could also help us win more games. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you want to see Dereck Lively take a few threes? Do you think that's going to really open things up for the team? Or do you think that's too much to ask of Dereck Lively? You want to see him get healthy first and start to learn more big man things before we take him to the three-point line. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. We could have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you for making part of the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Links in the description below, as well as leave me a question. I want to do a little question, a Q&A, if you will, at the end of these videos. I didn't do one in this video, but going forward, if you leave me a question, maybe I'll answer in the video. But until next time, y'all take care, drink water. Peace.